just hit this guy, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, see, notice he's a lot harder to hit when he's not paralyzed. He got in some pretty good damage too. We're somewhat getting into the danger area. And you can see he's, yep, look at this. So I might want to retreat a little bit, get some regen going. Can I enslave this guy by any chance? No, not really. That Anaconda is going to catch up soon enough. There's a hatch right here, so I can pretty much just... thank you. Take up the hatch. Why it's nice when the level above you is fully cleared. Or, I guess, obviously that's going to be the case. I'm just saying, don't forget to take advantage of that. But yeah, this is a very sort of on the lighter side of defenses. He's got enough defenses, you know, they're going to keep increasing a little bit. I'm going to very slowly gain a few more points of AC. By the time I'm done training this, I might gain up to maybe 23, maybe 24. It's also helping with my spells a little bit, and I am definitely eyeing an armor upgrade. Maybe if I find Dragon Form, I will look to abandon the armor lifestyle and embrace the dragon. I could have acquired Book back there instead of losing on all 3 armor requirements, but that's the play I made. Book acquirement is super variable in this game, and my part of the thing is that my highest skill is actually pretty, well, Transmutations is my highest, it's at 10, and Earth is the next highest, only 2 levels away. So a pretty good chance that I'll just get some Earth spells. You can die to luck. It can happen. I would say, like, on the earliest levels, despite the best efforts and perfect play, you can still die. But yeah, obviously, vast majority of the time, when you do die, it is your fault. Especially if you died, like, after, I don't know, D6 or so. That's the later you go, the more that becomes pretty clearly the case. If you know, if you have enough experience playing the game, but it's not easy to get, like, you know, you have to spend a bunch of hours getting that experience. So it's not like it's trivial to get it, to get the experience under your belt, but yep, this was the vault. It has sort of like a little vestibule with a bunch of WFR derps in it. And then at the back it's got this other kind of watery chamber with more WFR derps. This is basically WFR derp, the branch. My little safe spot that's not actually a safe spot. Don't underestimate Naga warriors either. They can get a surprising amount of damage in. You know, if I was rocking that gold dragon scales and I was enchanted, they wouldn't do much to me. But this guy, they can definitely get some really good whacks in. And if you fight just 1 or 2 of those, it can leave you in a wounded situation. So that then something even scarier shows up and you're in a lot of trouble. One change that's in Trunk is now in every form you can use wands. I forget when Blade Hands lost that restriction. I think it lost that restriction actually before this version. I actually don't remember. But now there is no form that is restricted. Yeah, that sea snake is how I knew which end vault this was. There's not a lot of them that play sea snakes. I guess this is sort of like the watery snake ending. Oh boy. So there's a big old... I'm faster than all these guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and walk out of here. And just pull a lot of them back. Be a little bit careful. There's only the Nagaraja, and that's about it, so... When you try and grade, would you recommend sticking with one combo until you get a win, or trying different combos? Well, you're not. You kind of want to try for just. It depends on how many wins you sort of already have. If you're trying for a greater player, you probably have some wins already. So you shouldn't exactly be at the point where you're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing sort of what sticks. You're kind of at the point of the greater player is to figure out how the game works to the point where you can win almost anything. So you really need to kind of like figure out why you're dying and make adjustments based on what you see happening, because I mean, I see it as like make each win meaningful, like you learned something and you had fun and you're getting better at the game. So it shouldn't be so much. It's probably better to try one combo and figure it out. On the other hand, you also want to have fun. And part of it is figuring out which combos, which classes you really don't like, too. When I did Greater Player, I sort of set out a map of specific combos that I was going to win, and I just went through it. And a lot of them I won, but some of them I tried, and I was like, you know what, this was a bad idea. So don't be afraid to figure that out. But at the same time, yeah, it's not so much about just throwing characters at the wall randomly. It's about kind of like figuring out what it is that you may be doing wrong. Mods, one of you need to ban Toasted Zergling. He's out of control. He's a threat to the public. He's a threat to win rate. I don't know if I should say it, but you know what? I'm going to say it. He's a threat to the roguelike genre. He's threatening the existence of roguelikes themselves. There, good. He took care of himself, thank goodness. Threat has been neutralized. Sea snakes, sea snakes, I can't even say it, have been taken care of. You say mod. Free kill is all that's left. Nothing left but a graveyard of previous mods, and free kill just looks at himself and he's wondering, am I next? Is this the end for me as well? Apparently I'm just going to punch this guy in the face. I could make Substylia a mod, but he doesn't want to have flavorful Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles songs playing because it breaks his immersion. Doesn't he know that there's a sewer? This game literally has a sewer. I mean, how can Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would make me feel like I'm right in the middle of the game? I'm right there. How dare you break it? That'd be a pretty funny way to troll somebody's like stream, where you were like really angry about it and you showed up and you were just like, dude, you're breaking my immersion of this game. And that was like, you know, that was like your bit as a troll. You were like criticizing their music. You want to see immersion broken? Just wait until I enable song requests. That is when the immersion really gets thrown out the door. You can kiss any immersion goodbye. Mikey requested the NBA theme song last time, I believe it was. Oh no, Teapot Dehedron with the resub. 3 months in a row. Thank you, Teapot. Please spam your... Oh wow, look at that with the Bakek emote. We'll take that. But yeah, courtesy of Baldnate, the official sub-hype emote is CS style. I will actually have 3, count them, 1, 2, 3 other FrankerFaceC emotes coming soon. Sexy Marjorie, assuming that they approve that, which I think they would. I don't think that's too risque. Just like the emote name. Like the actual tile is just like her in what you might call bikini armor, and she's wielding a demon whip. It's nothing really actually all that sexy, but that's one of them. And then Zomgirl, and then Worms. Can of Worms made a Plog Champ emote. Let me show that. Because it's pretty sick. Uh-oh. Yep, one sec. I gotta check something. We had a hiccup with OBS. I need to check the reason why. I think I know why, but it'll just be one sec while I check on that. Check something. We had a hiccup. Okay, sorry for the audio feedback there. Are we back? Hopefully we're back. That is the emote submission. We'll see when that gets approved. Looks like we're back when I test it, but let me test again. I'm not getting any. Okay, should be good. Sorry about that. Temporary hiccup. Partly related to me having upgraded this system to latest Ubuntu recently. There's always some hiccups. So yeah, that's the new PlogChamp emote from Can of Worms. Which hopefully will get approved. And there's also Zomgirl. Oh, it's already submitted, Zerg. I guess I can, well, I mean, yeah, all of those are submitted as well. But yeah, if any of you do like DCSS streams or use FFC, feel free to add those. These are emotes by Ontoclasm. I would say former Crawl Tiles dev. He's also done a lot of work, and I think he's still doing work on Caves of Kud, if you know that game. I'm not sure to what extent he does work on that game, but I know he's done a bunch. Hey Javoons, how's it going? It sort of is actually. Have you seen the Zomgirl rendition? Yeah, that's what it's like a PogChamp base in an orb of fire, basically, is what it's supposed to be. Real Demaham. And yeah, there was this really great painting a Korean artist did of like Zom as that kind of cheerleader girl, and she was holding a giant wet trout, you know, like the message you get that you used to get sometimes when you would hit the P key, which itself was like an old IRC gag that somebody gave to Zom as a message. They didn't invent it. This game didn't invent that, but yeah, it's like Zom slaps you with the wet trout was a prayer message for a long time. What? I don't think you can actually see it anymore in games since we don't have prayer anymore. So I don't think you can actually see it, but yeah, so somebody made this art, and it's like a painting, and it's really nice of just her Zom-like rendition that way. I thought it was pretty funny, and I showed it to Ontoclasm, and so he made a tile for it. Darun. I have an album of some of the CWZ art, and you can see that it's in the CWZ LearnDB topic, I think. In fact, there you go. So check out that gallery. That picture is in that gallery. You'll know it when you see it. Oh, come on, Naga, please. What are you doing? Do I have auto pick off? Oh, interesting. So there we go. There's rune number 2. We could go do Elf 3 if we wanted to do Elf 3. I'm not incredibly motivated to do L3 right now, though. That one maybe could be. The problem is I think the dimensions may not be right. It has to actually be a lot smaller. And so it would sort of have to get scaled down. It's a pretty big image. And also, yeah, we do need agreement from the author. And a lot of those images from from the Korean artist, they're just like posted online, and then the artist maybe disappears, and we don't have any way of contacting them. We've had a couple of them. One artist named Froggy agreed to have his work licensed for CC0, so we made a bunch of splash images. So now that I'm out of Snake, I can start to use invisibility again. Pull some of this stuff up. Also, we'll go down and just pull some of this stuff up. Pretty typical way to clear out kind of the initial onslaught of... Oh, fair point. So I don't have any Aralek. Is there any Aralek in this game? Here's the Alchemist hat. Might be nice to go ahead and pick that up eventually, although I'm sure it's really expensive. Oh, it's actually not that expensive. So yeah, I think I answered that question. But yeah, we need them to agree to some kind of license, like preferably the CC0 license, or at least GPL or something. A lot of Spriggans going on over here. Pull both these guys up. We got resist wise. We got RF2. Oh, I'm wearing a wizardry ring. There's some enchant armor, that's nice. Fortunately, we're not finding a lot of it. We still need like a few more scrolls before, honestly, like we may be sort of stuck with this armor. It's never going to be, the Pearl Dragon scales are sort of going to make are never going to be all that much greater than the Swamp Dragon armor, and they make it a little bit harder to cast spells. Our armor training helps a little bit, but doesn't help that much. So Roka doesn't see Invis. I can kind of walk up to him and just whack him in the face. Yeah, I might. That might be what happens. I went after the shadow demon there because he spams shadow creatures. It's just a little like pan entry vault. Well, Hydra form just isn't that great, unfortunately. Its blade hands is just better than that form, so I would just stick with that. Go wizard. So this guy is going to keep hitting me with a Lek. Oh, apparently I'm going to just waste my turns doing weird nonsense. I could go into statue here if I wanted, but actually no, not. I'd have to go out of blade. I think I can actually cast statue. Might not be a bad idea to go ahead and train up a little bit more transmutations. That is a pretty convenient way to get our leg now that I think about it. Do I have any brobots? Not a lot, actually. Well, let's go ahead and burn one, why not? Doesn't really matter. A lot of Spriggans on this level for some reason. Guess for some reason I wanted to... Oh, that's why there's Sojubo, okay. I was thinking maybe Sojubo was on this level. So Sojubo is a bit of a complication. Thankfully, a lot of this level is cleared now. Do you have any hexes, my friend? You don't. And what's power looking like? Okay. So he's going to be pretty tough to hex even with Vuln. His MR I think is just a little bit too high. It'll put him down to 2, so what is he? Yeah, that put him down to 70, which is pretty high still. So he's a little bit tough to hex, even with 8. And he's sort of a pain. He does spam elect attacks. Oh, he even has Holy Wrath, that's funny.